Amelia has additional needs. Her parents have chosen to place her with a childminder for after-school care.
There it is.
She's probably got the ability of a 12-month-old baby, so she's not yet to be walking, she can't communicate, there's no speech, we have the odd sounds come out but nothing more than that really. So she's what we would call a severe learning difficulty.
Amelia has previous experience of a nursery setting, but her parents felt that a childminder offered the best environment to meet her needs, particularly the NCMA Marvellous Minders scheme, a group of childminders who are specially trained to care for children with additional needs.
I felt far more comfortable with someone that I knew had been trained in dealing with children with disabilities. It's very easy for a child that can't communicate to just be left on a couch and not actually do anything, but they can't tell me that. So I needed the full trust of being able to give to someone that understood children with these needs, to not just leave them sat in a corner, so that I'd know they'd be interacting with them. And that's what really did it for me, that to go for the Marvellous Minders route.
Marvellous Minders are supported by coordinators who provide a link between parents and childminders.
Marvellous Minders are a group of childminders who have specialisms working with children with disabilities. They're part of the CCF NCMA network, so they're quality assured childminders. They have to be on that to be quality monitored. And basically we'll link up a Marvellous Minder with a parent depending on the specialised needs of the child.
Claire Yeo is the Marvellous Minder who provides after-school care for Amelia.
Amelia has been with me for 5-6 months now. She came to me in September. She comes after school. She has some additional needs. She has a global delay. She's fitted in really, really well with everybody else. Everybody loves her.
For parents, finding the right childminder is largely about trust and personal empathy.
I telephoned Claire and I spoke to her, and she explained to me that she had dogs, which was one of the things I thought, oh, not sure. Knowing Amelia loves dogs, but having not met Claire, I was a bit not sure if I would be comfortable with my daughter, because she would grab at the dog and want to play. However, we arranged a meeting and Claire said, totally understand my concerns, came round here, met, and instantly clicked with Claire. And that for me is hugely important, to know that I have to be able to trust them 100% with my beautiful daughter. And meeting the dogs as well. And there's only one dog that ever really interacts with Amelia, and Amelia adores it. But that, I think, having that real trust with Claire was just such a weight off my shoulder, to be able to know I can go to work, and then at the end of the day Amelia can come here, have her dinner, and I'm comfortable.
From Claire's perspective, what does she feel a parent or guardian is looking for in a childminder?
Well, they want somebody to care for their child as they do. They want someone who can deal with the disabilities, but then treat that child equally throughout your setting, because obviously you don't want to not include them in anything that you're doing. So yeah, just a home from home, I think.
Central to a Marvellous Minder's role is the specific training they receive to deal with disability.
They'll have safeguarding disabled children, manual handling, they've all got first aid. They'll have additional specialised training like autism or anything they need, depending on the child that they're looking for at the time. So we'll sort of look at the training as in when they need it.
Everybody is learning Makaton here, so we can all communicate with Amelia. And everything we do includes Amelia. You know, she's never sat out of anything.
Key to the success of Marvellous Minders in Southend is the role of NCMA coordinators and the access that they provide to a network of other health professionals.
There's 3 coordinators in Southend, so we have our own areas, so we'll support our own childminders that are on the scheme with monitoring and support, making sure that their standards are of that highest quality that they should be being on the network. And any training, again, that we can put through the network, we will do. Any additional training that they feel that they need, we'll put on for them.
I get a lot of support from our coordinator, Jo. She's always at the end of the phone if I need her. on that side of things, but then obviously the support at home from my husband, who is also, he's my registered assistant and he's done the same training as me. There's, and other childminders as well. My sister's also in the same situation, so.
It's the knowledge. Anyone can look after a child and say they're a childminder, I feel, but it's knowing that there's a bit more background behind it, there's a bit more depth to what they're doing.
Whilst childminders focus on care for children, the impact on parents and families is often huge, allowing parents to have important respite or return to work.
A lot of parents are very worried about going back to work to leave their child. I know as a parent myself, my child, as soon as she went into a home-based care, she just run off and played. And I see that with a lot of parents, that they find that they're not quite sure, but when they actually go to a childminder, they like it because of the flexibility as well, because a lot of people work in London and can't get back for nursery times, so that helps them with the flexibility. And also a lot of the Marvellous Minders are registered for overnight care, so they can actually look after children on a longer basis as well.
Amelia's mother has returned to work, and this has had a positive impact for her and her family.
Go with your gut feel, but do use Childminder. Don't think that because your child is disabled you can't continue with your career, you can't continue with anything. It really is important for you, and I think for us as a family, my husband and I, that we've still got a place in society ourselves rather than being shut away, and actually your child will as well. So to be really positive, it is just essential that you keep strong as a mother, as a father, and use your brain as well. I think that's another thing. It's so easy to, when I was at home for 8 years, getting very frustrated, lonely. It can be very lonely being at home on your own and just looking after your child, taking them to school, picking them up from school. Get back out there, it really is worth it.
And for childminders too, the experience of caring for children with additional needs can have very positive outcomes.
Every little step that she takes, every achievement is, to what some people would be a small step, is huge. So it is very, very rewarding.